No idea what to tell you. My laptop literally just completely died. But we're back. We're going to watch this main event. We're a little bit behind the time, but we are going to watch this main event if it kills me. So let's go here. Oh, going after the knee. Let's just hope we can make it to the end of the main event. That's all I'm asking for there. That's all I need.
Both of these men have won Royal Rumble matches. Drew McIntyre winning in 2020. Last year he was eliminated by CM Punk in the Rumble match. Seth Rollins won the Rumble in 2019. And they have to be odds-on favorites as well. McIntyre now cleared to the outside by Seth Rollins with the wind in his sails. And Rollins drives McIntyre right to the announce table. Seth Rollins now measuring his man. Here comes Rollins. Suicide dive. McIntyre bounced into the announce table. And still, McIntyre does not stay down. Maybe third time's a charm for Rollins. And Rollins, though, caught by McIntyre. And McIntyre, what a throw on the announce table, over the announce table, into the chair. Rollins is in trouble. Serious situation for Seth Rollins here. McIntyre with a suplex onto and over the announce table to Seth Rollins. Yeah, be careful. Watch your words very closely right now, Michael.
Alright. Just sorting my camera out, because apparently it was just a mess before. My laptop literally just sounded like it was going to blow up. So, that was fun. Means I can skip through the advert. Except I don't get any adverts, so I'm not going to be skipping anything.
Rollins, a 5-time world champion. McIntyre, 3-time world champ. This new table did not give an inch once again. Expert craftsmanship. However, the toll was taken on the body of Seth freaking Rollins. I wish we could say the same about these announce boxes. And McIntyre now staring down at Rollins. Just stalking his prey at this point. This is the pace McIntyre likes, in full control. Seth Rollins.
This is just going to be a long, methodical match, isn't it? And then it's just going to be finisher.
Oh, look at Rollins. Again, vicious and aggressive. We talked about this earlier, how that loss really bothered him to Punk back in Los Angeles at the beginning of the month. And a tilt-the-world backbreaker. Cover. Rollins has to kick out of 2. Remember the bad back of Rollins.
Something has snapped on Rollins tonight. Something has snapped on Rollins tonight. Not tonight. Like they said, as soon as Punk hit that loss. As soon as Punk beat Rollins, that was it. Rollins is on this villainous, like, downward spiral. He's gonna turn heel eventually. I could see it being at Mania. I could see Rollins versus Sammy being a Mania match, and he finally turns on Sammy. I'm a little bit behind in the main event for anyone just joining, just purely because my entire laptop just crashed completely, which is why there's now 3 streams on the same Raw live stream. But we're going to make it to the end of the main event. We are going to make it through. And then we're going to do a little recap at the end, just going through everything that happened here on Monday Night Raw. It's the first episode I've done, so few teething problems, as we thought, but we are progressing. We've got a stream, we've got some content, we've got some clips. We're going to be chilling. This is going to be a series going forward, Monday and Friday, and whatever pay-per-views are on Netflix as well. But we'll see what happens. Right now, we're just chilling. I'm just going to skip through, because that's some rest hold bits. So we watch it live now. Shoulder first into the post from Rollins.
McIntyre now getting exposed by Seth Rollins. Rollins working on the left arm of McIntyre.
Rollins does have that evil side in him, so I could see this going two ways.
Leaps off the top rope, knee caught him. Straight to the temple, drops McIntyre.
Surely Punk's gonna do something at the end of this match, I could see it.
Cover now by Seth for the win. On Drew, kick out two. Just expert precision there from Seth freaking Rollins. Couple of bullseyes to the temple of McIntyre.
Or is Drew gonna beat Seth again and that's what's gonna snap him? Because Drew took an L to Jey Uso, he can't take another one. But Seth, if he goes on that downward spiral, he has to snap. Like, he has to snap.
Cover by McIntyre. Rollins pulling out all the stops tonight and still can't put him away. Yeah, and you've got to notice that Seth freaking Rollins, one of the most popular superstars we have these days. But face facts, there is still that hard-edged, cutthroat assassin living inside Seth freaking Rollins, and it comes out to play on nights like this. Again, working on the left arm of McIntyre. Great strategy here by Rollins. Drew will roll out of the way, lifts Rollins up on the shoulders. Well-placed elbow by Seth.
It's just counter for counter again.
And McIntyre sent out to the apron. Caught him with a big forearm. Two guys who desperately need a win tonight. I agree with that. Disastrous night.
That's what I was saying.
On the Raw Netflix debut, both men losing. Someone's got to lose here again tonight. Rollins, superplex, float through.
Oh, and Drew hits with a Falcon Arrow instead.
Cover by McIntyre. Kick out at two by Rollins. Rollins was going for his patented Falcon Arrow, and McIntyre countered into the Michinoku driver. While so few superstars can bounce back like that, McIntyre
Damn.
built a different stuff. Take another look, a different angle on this one. Drew banged to rights until he wasn't.
Fair play.
Of an eye, the Scottish psychopath back on top in this one. Yeah, both men are
Kip up from Drew.
Kip up though by McIntyre. Nothing more demoralizing in the deep water than seeing your opponent pull out something like that, especially when he's as huge as Drew McIntyre. McIntyre may have Rollins where he wants him. Rollins may be going to Claymore country.
He's lining him up, which means Seth is going to be out the way. Yep. Oh, he landed flat on his back. Stomp attempt. Nope. Spine buster. Starting to amp up.
Rollins grabbing his sternum, probably struggling to get any oxygen in those lungs right now. McIntyre sent down. Rana by Seth Rollins.
Drew went nowhere. He just flipped on the spot then.
Tempting that DDT. Block. Oh! In time, but finally that Falcon Arrow. And a cover now.
That's a very weak cover.
Kick out at two. And that was a lazy kick out by McIntyre. Lazy because there's almost nothing left in the tank of the big Scotsman. And again, watch this. Seth Rollins turning this into the
Falcon Arrow.
and almost picked up the win. And it was a light cover from Rollins, who has had the stuffing knocked out of him on several occasions. A tight snap pin there probably would have got the job done, but there wasn't enough left in Rollins to get that in. It is our main event tonight on Monday Night Raw on Netflix, live from a sold-out American Airlines Center, Dallas, Texas. WrestleMania rematch. Rollins, McIntyre
Went for the stump. Future shock. Reversed into a pedigree. Clothesline. After all of those finisher attempts, we get a clothesline.
In fact, look at the impact.
Bam.
What has been a slugfest between these two men. JBLS clothesline from hell, and it's giving McIntyre the upper hand. Can he put this one to bed? McIntyre going to head up now to the top rope. High risk for the big man. Only imagine the pain racking these two bodies. McIntyre caught by Rollins. Rollins focusing on the injured arm. McIntyre, though, able to counter. Rollins counters as well. Seth now trying to wrestle. Drew to the mat, perhaps looking for an armbar.
That was smooth. They realized they were working the wrong arm, and Seth switched it to the other one. That was really smart. He was going to try and work the right arm, and then they were like, no, that's the wrong arm. Switch around to the other arm.
Trying to get McIntyre to tap out here.
So technically astute is Rollins, knows exactly where to apply the pressure, knows where the leverage needs to go, and Drew's fading.
McIntyre trying to jag himself to the bottom rope.
It's going to get to the bottom.
McIntyre's almost there. McIntyre grabs the rope and forces the break.
The strength of
Screaming, thank God, the whole time as well, you know.
Rollins thought he had him exactly where he wanted him.
Fighting without an arm or a leg. You question me. You question my integrity. You question my integrity. You are questioning me. How dare you? Seth Rollins is just possessed.
Rollins just put his hand in Drew's mouth. Drew not only poked him in the eye, but also bit his hand.
I think he went to the eye or actually pulled the hair. Rollins kicks out. McIntyre used the distraction. The official grabbed Rollins by the hair, hit the future shock DDT, but Rollins somehow was able to kick out.
Either the hair or the eye, but either way, McIntyre
He bit him.
exactly what he had to do when that referee was not
He bit him.
a cheap shot at Seth freaking Rollins just when he needed it most.
I saw Seth go like that with his hand.
McIntyre trying to figure out what he needs to do.
You see the bruises all over the frame of McIntyre, all over his face. Imagine the hell that that man's body is going through right now, but the drive is...
It's a very, very good match.
You run your mouth. The words and actions don't line up. And another wicked clothesline by McIntyre.
It looks like Seth Rollins is out of answers here.
You wanted this. Mania season. You wanted to fight for McIntyre. What did you think was going to happen? Oh, and another one, Rollins.
This ain't pretty anymore. Drew's just slapping him, bro. Drew's just cleaning his clock. Clothesline across the chest, clothesline across the chest.
McIntyre's got that look in his eye.
McIntyre looking to put away Seth once and for all. Went for it again. Seth.
Ooh, up and over. Oh, jackknife.
Rollins now. Shoulders are down. Rollins got him. Rollins got him. Rollins got McIntyre. McIntyre in shock.
That's twice he's lost with a roll up.
Drew McIntyre in shock now, attacking Rollins.
Yep.
Surprising McIntyre, and Drew is blowing a gasket here.
It's a rarity. Drew McIntyre got caught napping. And of
2
course,
weeks.
Rollins picked his spot, pounced, pulled
He's been rolled up by Jay, and now he's been rolled up by Seth.
at the feet of an
Now he's gonna lose it. Seth fighting back.
Now Rollins trying to fight back again.
Claymore.
What a Claymore!
Claymore puts Seth down.
McIntyre is upset, humiliated, got caught by Rollins, and again this bit of a mini downward spiral continues for McIntyre.
Well, all the trauma of the past 2.5 years have conspired to create an anger prison inside the heart of Drew McIntyre.
Drew's lost it.
Now, the inmates in that prison are escaping.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre.
Do not do this.
Looking at damage, looking to destroy Rollins, trying to end his career here.
Sammy.
Meanwhile,
Yep.
Sami Zayn coming to the aid of his friend Rollins. Rollins and Zayn with a poignant conversation earlier tonight, and Sami Zayn making sure that McIntyre didn't injure Rollins here. Hey, you all right? You good? You good?
Brave man who gets in the way of Drew McIntyre right now.
Yeah, Zayn and McIntyre, that fight.
Oh, you don't go pick him up, Sonny. You just kick him in the head.
Who's just been competing
Haluva kick in the head.
45 minutes
Oh, goodness.
at the highest level possible.
Oh, Sammy.
With
that Sami Zayn getting involved just enraged McIntyre even more. And this is going to be bad news for Seth. Seth has no idea where he is. We should be on the same page, the same team. You're so damn selfish. You're so
Oh no!
Oh my goodness, Sami Zayn inadvertently.
Sami, no!
McIntyre moves out of the way in the nick of time, and
Sami, no!
An absolute terrible mistake for Sami Zayn. Is there going to be any kind of repercussions? I mean, Rollins is already in a bad place, and he was just kicked in the face by his friend.
Oh, Sami. Oh, with someone as unhinged as Rollins, you can't be doing that, man. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. I thought he was going to just turn around, haluva kick his head into a turnbuckle, to be honest. That would have been cold. But that wraps up this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. And honestly, there's a fair bit to talk about. So I'm just going to take a little 10-minute breather. I know this is like literally a broken down stream, but I have been streaming the whole time. It's just my computer died halfway through. So I'm going to take a little 5-minute breather, 5-10-minute breather, just to go through what happened, collect my thoughts on what happened, and then we'll review the show, and then we'll end the stream. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes, but for now, just enjoy the music in between, and I shall see you very shortly. Alright. So, let's wrap up today's stream with a little review of what we just saw in front of us. So, the show started off, Nia Jax jumps Rhea Ripley. That obviously sets up the feud later down the line to be confirmed for a match against each other for the women's heavyweight title. That is confirmed to be at Saturday Night Main Event. We'll get to that in a bit because Nia does have a match and that's where it all builds to. Jey Uso and Gunther. They have a little back and forth promo in the ring. Jey Uso comes into a huge standing ovation, obviously, because everyone loves the Yeet movement. Everybody loves Jey Uso. And, again, a very real promo between the two of them. Jey looks good. Gunther looks good. Gunther finally says something to make Jey snap. They brawl it out for a little bit. Builds towards Saturday Night Main Event. Nothing crazy. Kofi versus Rey was next up. We had Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They ran into JBL backstage before the match. A returning JBL, which, I'll be honest, a lot of people love JBL. I don't care for him. Don't care for him at all. They slipped $2 into his top pocket to bribe him to be on their side, which I thought was pretty funny. And then New Day came out, had a longer match with Rey Mysterio than I imagined. Rey Mysterio eventually wins that with a roll-up, beating Kofi Kingston to just cement their downward spiral, and now that's the first time we've seen New Day in action for a while. Kofi's lost. We've not got any intro music for them. They're gonna save that for the pay-per-view, I think. I hope it sends Kofi and Xavier down this dark path that they keep teasing, because when they cement their full heel turn and they actually start acting evil, that's when they're actually going to start winning people over with this heel turn. Because right now it's just like a Dominic Mysterio just boom out the building kind of thing. But they were run out of the ring by the LWO, and then they actually snuck back around and did some damage to one of the members of LWO. I couldn't remember if it was Joaquin Wilde or Cruz del Toro, because it happened very quickly. I can barely tell them apart anyway, because they're never on TV. That was that segment wrapped up. And then KO and Sami Zayn cut a promo together. Sami Zayn was addressing the fact he is now in the Royal Rumble, coming out as the 7th entrant into the Royal Rumble. So we've got John Cena, we've got Roman Reigns, we've got CM Punk, we've got Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, and now Sami Zayn is added to the mix. So interesting to add his dynamic to it as well. Should be pretty fun to see him in the Rumble. I don't imagine he's going to win it. But Kevin Owens came out and teased that he would have Sami Zayn's back in the Royal Rumble, alluding to the fact that maybe Sami Zayn's going to have KO's back against Cody Rhodes, leaving Sami Zayn in a very awkward position at the end of that segment. KO just kind of drops the mic and says, I know you'll do the right thing and help me at Saturday Night Main Event. So that is a very interesting dynamic, one that I would personally love to see, because if the plans with Cody was to face The Rock, I don't think we're getting The Rock versus Cody this year. So that leaves a big main event spot at WrestleMania, and as much as I want Cody to have a good match, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight title in the WrestleMania main event is something that I would kill to see. Kill to see. But anyway, that's just alluding to that. Not much is going to come from that, I don't think. Then we go into Nia versus Bayley, which they put on a good match. Both women felt like they needed to win because Nia's been on a little bit of a downward spiral. She lost the championship to Tiffany Stratton. Bayley's been kind of in limbo. She's popping up on every show. They don't really know what to do with Bayley here. She's just trying to find a storyline, and she's lost quite a few times. Nia Jax does get the win. And then Rhea Ripley's music hits. So she was injured earlier in the night by Nia, or she was attacked, but she wasn't injured. She came out to stand down with Nia. They had a brawl. All the security came out. They were trying to put each other through tables. They got separated enough times, and Rhea announced that Nia versus Rhea is going to take place at Saturday night's main event. And Adam Pearce later confirmed that and made that an official Women's World Championship match for Saturday night's main event, which is a good feud for Nia. It's a good feud for Rhea as well. Nia was a recent champion, so her losing is going to make Rhea look real strong, I guess. because Rhea's not losing that. There's no way. But yeah, so all of that led to them announcing their match at Saturday Night Main Event, blah, 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 blah. Next up, we had Pete Dunne come out. Pete Dunne cut a promo. I think it was in an ad break, so if you were in the US, you probably didn't see this promo, but Pete Dunne did cut a promo on Penta, and his mic got cut out halfway through. It was kind of a whole thing. No one really... Like, he was getting some reaction, but that was mainly because of his opponent, which we'll get to in a second. But Pete Dunne, he was getting some noise. Crowd were going, they were behind him a little bit, just calling him Butch, and I'm like, if they're just going to stick with this shtick, then it's not going to work. Then, the moment we were all waiting for tonight. Penta's music hit. Cero Miedo started playing around the arena, and everyone starts popping. Like, people are losing their mind, which is really good to see, and is really promising for any WWE, like, outsiders that are looking to come back to the WWE. They know they're going to get treated well. They know they're going to get the showcase that, say, Penta's getting. Like, there's a lot of them coming through the door. Like, Jade Cargill's being put on a pedestal as well. Like, anyone from AEW that's looking to jump ship. Aleister Black, nudge, nudge, come back to where you were born, please. And then, yeah, Penta and Pete Dunne put on a clinic of a match. Obviously, Penta started doing the Cero Miedo thing, and Pete Dunne obviously works the joints, which is the hands. So there was a big back and forth. He did the Cero Miedo in front of Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne snaps his fingers. And then Penta eventually, like, a lot of good back and forth technical wrestling occurs. Eventually, he does the sacrifice into the Penta driver, gets the win. No promo afterwards, which was kind of interesting. No Penta promo this week. But that was just another showcase of Penta and what he can do. And there's obviously going to be more of Penta to come, like, weeks to come. He probably won't make a live appearance on Saturday Night Main Event, but I imagine he's going to end up in the Rumble at some point. So keep your eyes on Penta. He's going to be huge in the WWE. Then Punk, I thought, was going to come out into the ring and cut a promo. He just did an interview with Jackie Stewart and basically riled everyone up, saying he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Threw some casual shade at Sami Zayn. Not too sure why Sami Zayn caught a few strays. Basically saying that Sami's not on his level. I'm just like, for someone that was, like, good friends with you back then, that was just kind of rude, bruh. But nothing really came of it. He was cutting some promos like, John Cena, I can't see you winning the Rumble. It was not great. It wasn't Punk's best work, but it was just to get the crowd hyped for the next match, because that was PFC versus Damage Control. Anyone want to see that one? Anyone want to see that match? No? Well, they worked Dakota Kai for a very long time, beat her up, kept her at one side of the ring. She made the hot tag into Io. Io hit all of her crazy spots, hit the over the moonsault, Damage Control win. That's all you need to know. Then we get to the main event. The main event was a WrestleMania rematch between Drew McIntyre and Seth frickin' Rollins. And they did tear the house down. Very, very technical, fast-paced, like, counter for counter, finisher for finisher. It was a spot fest. It was a spot fest. And they kept setting up for spots and teasing them, and then Drew got a little bit ugly with the clotheslines. Just darkest lariat and the fuck out of Seth. Pretty much just looking like Seth didn't have anything left because Drew just kept putting him down. And out of nowhere, Seth Rollins hits a Falcon Arrow. Doesn't get the win off that. Drew goes for a Claymore. Rollins jumps out of the way and then wins with a roll-up, I believe. I think that's how the sequence ends. So obviously Drew was pissed. So Drew starts beating up Seth after the match. Seth gets the win. It's a cheap win. That's 2 times in, like, 2 weeks, I think it is, that Drew's been pinned by the deadliest move in WWE, the roll-up. Jey Uso got a roll-up victory against him, and now Seth Rollins has one, so that's got to be tearing him up inside. Drew then lays the beatdown on Seth after the match. He sets his head up next to the ring post, lines him up for a Claymore. Who makes a save? Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn runs in, lays the beat down to Drew McIntyre, beats him up, like tries to drive him off, frees Seth, pushes him back in the ring, kind of sparing him from the ring post spot that looked quite deadly if it was going to happen. Sami then goes over to Drew, tries to finish the job. Drew hits him with a Glasgow kiss, throws Sami into the barricade, turns his attention back to Seth, sets up Seth in the corner, tries to beat him up in the corner, turns around, sees Sami Zayn running in with a haluva kick. Drew moves out of the way, smashes Seth Rollins across the face. Seth has no idea why he's caught with a haluva kick, and now that's going to be the drama for next week. So, I'll be honest, this episode of Raw was very... It was just a good episode of Raw. Like, there was nothing crazy, nothing, like, no new storylines, like, heavily developed, like, nothing's, like, fleshed out. We're heading towards the Rumble, so there's not really many storylines you can put in the Rumble. The storylines all come out of the Rumble, heading into Mania. So for a stopgap episode of Raw, this was a pretty stacked one, to be honest. If I was going to rank it from, like, S tier to F tier, I'd probably put it as, like, a B tier Raw. Showcased enough of everyone, like, everyone got some decent promo time. Yeah, it was a pretty good episode of Raw. But that is going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream, the second one of the day. If you missed it earlier today, we started the Pokemon Powerhouse Nuzlocke, which is a crossover between WWE and Pokemon. And the two of those don't usually blend, but we found a way to make it work. And boy, was it fun. We are totally still on our first Nuzlocke run. We have not died at least 12 times. Not happened. But yeah, if anyone's interested in Pokemon, we make a crossover series that launched today. That'll be going live every Monday, every Friday, just before Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. If not, it'll coincide with the watch-alongs. We also then have every Sunday, we've got Shiny Sundays, which is a Pokemon Shiny hunting stream. Don't know if anyone's into that. But I tend to find people that are into WWE tend to have an affinity to Pokemon in some sort because of the nostalgia factor. We were all kids when that was growing up, when these two were booming. So most of my friends that like Pokemon tend to have an affiliation with WWE. So if you like any of those, make sure to check out the previous streams. Make sure to subscribe down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy tonight's stream. And I will see you on Friday for the next one. Peace. Once I can find my ending screen.